Stampers, Deb Valder here, your Fun Stampers Journey Coach, and today I'm going to show you this really super simple card, but it's what I call my happy card. It is just filled with color and pop, and it's just so easy. You could leave it blank and just use it for any occasion that you want, but it's so easy. The only thing I want you to take note of today is this ribbon that we have. This one is Bright Lines, and this one's Amazing Stripes. These are on the retired list, so you might want to get them before they're all gone. They will be retired as of June 2018, and it's while supplies last, so they could run out before then. But this ribbon is so pretty, and I lent it to this card because it matched the papers that I was using. So let me just show you how to do this card. It's so easy, but it uses up a lot of your scraps. So, and you know I'm all about saving paper. So when you have scraps, you just keep them. And what I do is I just put them in a little jar. And when I need them, I just grab them. So I just rubber band them together and they're good to go when you need them. So let's just grab one of each color. And these are just colors, like I said, that I had. I sometimes border on hoarding because you just don't want to save too many papers, but when something like this comes up, it's just a fun way to use them. So I'm an organized hoarder though, okay? So then what I do is just wrap these with rubber bands and we're good to go. Like I said, I just hold them all into this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a base. So my base for this card is, let's get out our little packet right here. My base, I believe, is 3.5 by 4 3/4. Let's just check it out here. It is 4 3/4 by 3.5. I am so good. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our Easy Glide, and you really want to use a lot of this. I'm usually a very stingy kind of person when it comes to my adhesives, but I want to make sure that all the pieces adhere and stay down. So I'm just kind of outlining my piece right here, and then I'm just going to take and put strips of it, okay, just like that. All right, now we're going to start laying them down, and you can lay them in any order that you want. All right, now I like to make the strips a little bit longer. The first one you really need to have nice and even along the edge, otherwise everything is going to end up crooked if your first one isn't on there just so. All right, so I'm just going to check that by looking on the back. It looks good on the back. It looks good on the front. Let's see. Let's move this one over just a little bit. There we go. See how it's nice and even on the back? It's nice and even on the front. And there we are. So now I'm just going to start randomly putting on my pieces. I am going to let them hang off like I said. Okay. Now, one thing you may want to notice on my original card is that the top and the bottom are completely the opposites. Can you see what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about there? The top and the bottom aren't the same. Like that Sesame Street song. Alright, I'm just adding all of these pieces. I'm just kind of butting them up, kind of like people that do flooring. They butt them up to the one below it. We're good to go. Alright. Now this one's going to hang off just a little bit on the back, but that's okay. All right? There we go. All right, now what we need to do is to trim off these little guys right here. And you want to do that before you adhere this to your card. Now, at this point, you're going to figure out what you want to use for your saying, and you're going to stamp it if you're going to stamp. Okay, so on this one, I used the words from the Inside and Out, my go-to saying set. Everybody loves this set. I'm using my Grand Pro shears, and the nice thing about that is that when you use these and you're cutting things, remember we had adhesive on there, when you're cutting things you want to make sure that you use these scissors because nothing sticks to them. You see, I used all that glue and nothing stuck to them. All right, so these are our Grand Pro shears. They're awesome. I know when I was a kid, my mother said never use her sewing scissors to cut or to cut any paper with, but these are awesome. All right, so we've done that. Now, like I said, if I was going to take and use my stamp, I would do it now before I adhered it to my card, but I'm going to do something different to this card. The stamp set that I used for this one is the Inside and Out, like I said, SS-0576. It's an amazing little set, absolutely adorable. So you can take and put the outside saying as happy birthday and the inside saying you can say wishing you a day full of joy and a year filled with smiles. Just a really pretty stamp set. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to use our Journey paper trimmer. And I'm going to trim off just about 2 inches for this card. You can do it depending on what size base you have. I'm just going to take and I'm going to trim it about 2 inches, right about here, and just cut that off. All right, so now I have it in 2 pieces, just like that, okay? And what I'm going to do is to take this one and to just turn it around. And now I have the opposites, just like it is here. Remember I was telling you that they're opposites on the bottom? That's how I did it. Now what I do is I actually add a piece of cardstock right here. So let's just take and put some adhesive on the top and the bottom of this so that when I adhere it, both pieces will be even and attached. It's just easier to do it this way. You could just take and use your mini glue dots, but I like to adhere them before we get to, let's see, you want to make sure it's nice and even. There we go. Okay. Alrighty, so there's that one. And now we're going to take, whoops, hang on, let's do it this way. Alrighty. Good. I got to get it over there farther. You could actually make this a little bit bigger and then trim it off. That's probably the easier way to do it. But there we go. Much better. Alright, now we're going to take and add our other piece to the bottom, making sure that they're in opposite directions. Okay, just like that. Let's pull this one down just a little bit. There we go. Alright, I'm going to trim this piece off right here. I'm going to use my trimmer just to make sure they're nice and even. There we go. All right, now what we're going to do is to take our ribbon. So for this one, I use the Bright Lines ribbon, and for this one, I'm going to use my all-time favorite. This is the Amazing Stripes, and remember, this is not going to be around much longer, so make sure you get it while supplies last. And this just kind of covers up your white. It brings in all the color. It's just so very, very pretty. And what I did was I picked up these colors from the ribbon into this beautiful bright card. All right. Now remember, on this one I didn't stamp anything yet, and I'm going to show you why in just a minute. Okay. Here's this and that. Okay, we're almost done with this part of it. Let's add some of our Journey foam squares. Let's get out our base right here, and I'm going to take some of my Journey foam squares, put them right here in the. Let's do one in the middle. And then one on each corner. Okay. I don't even need to take off that middle one, but we'll do it. Okay. All right, let's get that straight. Nice. Isn't that so cute? Okay, let's add it to our card. And now, I didn't stamp anything on there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of our Bloom, actually this is a Hostess Benefit. It is the Charming Thank You die set, and it's one of the level ones, I believe. And when I cut things out, I cut out a whole bunch of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and hit the thank you and hit the U. There we go. So when it cuts out in 2 pieces. Let me just show it to you, okay? So here's the thank you. All right, I have it on my little block right here, all nestled away in one of our little Journey pouches right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take and put the rest of them back here so the next time I need some, they're all ready to go. So now I'm going to take my craft glue right here and add that to the back of this. Just make sure everything is punched out. Let's see, this one right here needs to have this punched out. There we go. I love Journey dies. They're just, the FSJ dies. They're just so awesome. Okay, and you only want to get it, let's just take that little gooby thing off there. Okay. And you only want to get it where there's big pieces. You don't have to get all of the adhesive. Just kind of just touch and dabble. I love this adhesive. And for those of you that have written to me saying, you are so right, this is the best glue out there. It really is. Just give it a try. There we go. So put it on your next order. So awesome. All right, so I'm going to write the word thank up here. And I'm going to put the word you down below. All right, just add this. So like I said, this is such an easy card to do. Sometimes you just need that card. So I hope you enjoyed this post. Short and sweet, but it got the job done. And there it is. Thank you. Happy birthday. You could leave these blank until you were ready to use them. Just make up a whole bunch of them. Put them in your card box. And then pick one out when you need it and put whatever saying you want on there. I hope you enjoyed our post for today. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. Thank you so much for stopping by. Take care.